Honeybee Pharmacy, a small local company that has been operating in Zambia since 2016. Today, it is at the center of arguably one of the biggest health scandals in the history of Zambia. It all began in 2019 when on 3rd September, the Ministry of Health sent an invitation for bids from bidders for the supply of health center kits. Of the 10 bidders, one of them was Honeybee Pharmacy, and it has been discovered that the company was questionably given a wholesale license only 6 days before the invitation of the bids. On 27 August 2019, the Zambia Medicines Regulatory Authority, ZAMRA, put in writing that it did not recommend the awarding of a license to the said company. However, the following day on 28th, Honeybee was instead granted the license. The Ministry of Health Procurement Department received the relevant documents from Honeybee, which had 17 irregularities in their bidding letter and 2 recommendation letters with no traceable addresses. Shockingly, the irregularities were sent back for correction and corrected on the same day it was awarded the $17 million contract. After delivering the medical kit supplies, it has been discovered that the drugs, condoms, and gloves supplied were defective. During a Public Accounts Committee (PAC) chaired by Muchinga Member of Parliament Howard Kunda, one of the Honeybee directors was at pains to disclose the actual physical addresses of the 2 recommendation letters, forcing Kunda to give him only 2 days in which to avail the committee with the said addresses.
We can do that within next week, Honorable Chair.
Within next week?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
An address, why next week? You can't do it tomorrow?
We can do it tomorrow, but looking at the lockdown in South Africa and...
So we are demanding that we give you 2 days in which to provide the addresses.
And head of the Public Procurement Department at the Ministry of Health has admitted that no proper due diligence was done in the awarding of the contract.
There wasn't fully fledged due diligence that was undertaken. The context in which this procurement was done was one of an emergency, and because of that, we somehow were racing against time to arrive at a decision. We could not do fully fledged due diligence, Chairperson.
Despite all of this, the Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Administration, who is also the controlling officer, Kakulubelwa Mulalelo, still denies taking responsibility for any of these mishaps which fall under her ministry. If that is the case, who then is to blame? Meanwhile, a random check by Movie TV in Lusaka's Kamwala area on Saturday morning found that Honeybee Pharmacy had scrapped off its previous banner and replaced it with a completely different rebranded one. Virginia Chilongo, Movie TV News, Lusaka.